ShareLoveFund. Today we are in week 48, believe it or not. Bravo to everyone. Week 48 of our RYT 200 yoga teacher training. Each week we highlight a pose of the week, and that is just a way to remember the 45 key poses of the Share method, so that when you graduate from this RYT 200 Yoga Alliance accredited teacher training, that you have a repertoire of 45 poses to work from to build your sequences accordingly. So we will just have a regular, feel-good, relaxing yoga class today, but we will highlight the pose of the week, which is crow pose, and that's just a way to sort of help you remember this pose without having to focus on so many poses in a class. We are fortunate to have Peter Icavello of Presence Wellness in Westport, Connecticut as our Teach for a Cause yoga teacher today. If you would like to volunteer, thank you, Peter, to teach for a cause, you can do so by emailing yoga@sharelove.fund. If you are not currently enrolled in our RYT 200 yoga teacher training, we welcome you to stay on and move with us, join the flow and move with us today. And if you are interested in actually obtaining a degree, an RYT 200 degree, you can do so by enrolling at sharelove.fund/train. I'm gonna have my last swig of coffee so I'm a little bit energized, and then I'm going to give the floor to Peter.
With each swig of coffee, it helps crow pose, trust me. For today's purposes, we'll be doing baby crow as a way to just show you a modified version of crow. So just wanted to, supplement that instead of regular crow.
That's excellent. So we can do regular crow in the RYT 300
exactly.
And build up to it.
Build up to it, exactly.
More for your money.
Exactly. So what I would say here actually is, let's begin to envision ourselves in crow pose or baby crow. And just see our bodies in that space. See your body in that space, because they say if you can see it, you can achieve it, right? And meaning seeing things that are reasonable for you to achieve. Reasonable for you. I don't mean like if you can see yourself making an Empire State Building that you can do it right after this class. That's not what I mean. I mean if you can see yourself doing reasonable goals that are achievable. And remember, a goal is a goal, whether it's small, whether it's large, right? And if you make an attempt at it, you've achieved that goal. So if you can see yourself in crow pose, they talk about visualization as part of meditation. Visualization is so important for us to see or have a window into what is possible. It also helps us separate the real from the unreal. And remember, whatever we're trying to achieve, if you do it without expectations to the outcome, you've achieved your goals. So many times in goal setting, we set expectations and we set attachment to those expectations, and that's when stress arrives. That's when anxiety begins to build, because we have to achieve this perfect pose, this yoga journal pose. It's not about that. It's about being safe within our bodies and to achieve what we can in that moment. And each time we go into a specific pose or asana, as we arrive in there, into that pose, it's different. And as long as you don't have attachment to the outcome, you'll be relaxed vigorous the pose is. Soften the space between the eyebrows by softening your eyelids. Gently part the lips to relax the jaw. Notice as soon as you do that, your face begins to relax. Your breathing begins to change. Open your heart, open your chest, just by gently lifting the crown of the head toward the sky. And then draw your shoulder blades in gently towards one another without force. Adjust your seat by pulling your belly in and dropping your sacrum down, while stacking your shoulders over your hips, and drawing your shoulders away from your ears. In modern society, in our society today with technology, our shoulders live up towards our ears like earrings. That's not the type of earrings I want. And as we open our heart and envision ourselves doing crow or baby crow, imagine yourself there, without attachment to the outcome. Continuously scanning our body for any areas of tension. Let's bring the breath to those areas. As we begin to put space between our thoughts, notice what arises. To harness our creativity, we must sit with ourselves in silence. However, silence does not mean you're forgetting your life. All it means is you're finding clarity from within. Putting space between your thoughts. Separating the real from the unreal. Continuously softening the space between the eyebrows by relaxing the eyelids. Parting our lips to relax our jaw. Pulling the belly in towards the spine to soften our lower back and to engage our core. And then from here, allow the eyes to gently float open and look down first as you take the light of the room back in. And as we begin to lift our drishti or our gaze, just notice how you feel. Maybe you don't want to do anything here. It's interesting when you're guided and you begin to separate and then just kind of take that space by going inward. What the mind wants to do. The mind always continuously wants to attach to something. And then from here, I will ask Ashley to begin to come into Sphinx pose. I want Ashley to cultivate awareness from her elbow to her wrists to begin to get used to the idea of the fact that we'll be in this posture, in this pose. We'll do several poses before we arrive in our crow pose, which is our peak pose. So in our Sphinx pose, which we've gone over, I'm going to ask Ashley to lift her right leg, extend it straight back, as if someone's pulling it, and then down. Left leg, lift, extend it back, and then down, just to create space. And then spread your fingertips wide. And then lift up through the crown, and then draw the shoulder blades in, and press your elbows and forearms down. Yes. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale. Keep drawing your shoulder blades in towards one another. Breathe, creating stretch in the front side of the body, drawing blood flow to the rotator cuffs, the shoulders, bicep, tricep, upper back, and core. And then from here, I'm going to ask Ashley to tuck her toes under and then power herself up into plank for just a quick moment. Inhale, and then exhale, come back down to Sphinx pose. And breathe. Inhale, and exhale. On your next inhale, tuck the toes under, power yourself up into plank, and then walk your feet in towards your hands into dolphin pose. Inhale. Exhale, come forward into plank, and then lower your hips down to Sphinx pose. Breathe. Notice that was a vinyasa. 3 separate poses with the same hand position. Wow, what a miracle. So if anybody's thinking, where's the vinyasa flow? Here it is. Inhale, power ourselves back into plank. Exhale, dolphin pose by walking our feet towards our hands.
Should I have my
You
knees a little bit?
can if you'd like. Press your chest towards your knees. Length, lifting the hips up toward the sky. So downward, doesn't this look like Ardha Mukha Svanasana? Downward facing dog. But, however, on our forearms. And then now, gently begin to walk your feet back out to plank.
I just want to point out, this is a really great hamstring stretch because for those of you that get your heels down in downward dog, it's a bit harder to get your heels down when you're in plank, so you increase the hamstring stretch.
Absolutely.
So it feels really great.
Absolutely.
Anyway, sorry to
No.
steal the
Never,
show.
No,
You know, you put 2 teachers in a room, it's like 2 cooks in the kitchen.
Exactly.
So
But
we
it's
might
good.
bicker a little bit.
Never.
Live and uncut.
Live and uncut.
Real people.
And uncensored. And then walk the feet back out to plank. And then lower down the Sphinx. And then rest for a moment by just placing your hands together. And just rest. Now, bend your knees to just sway the hip side side. Go slow, slow. Everything is slow. We're not in a rush. Okay, now from here, let's just come right back and just extend the legs straight back behind us and just let your feet just drop open to the side. Let your heels drop open. That softens the lower back, spine. And then very, very slowly, let's make our way back into Sphinx pose. So we're going to do a little vinyasa, and then we're going to build. So from here, inhale, tuck your toes under, power yourself up into plank. Forearm plank. Forearm plank.
Oh, sorry.
Exhale, dolphin pose. Beautiful. Inhale, plank. Exhale, dolphin pose. Inhale, plank. Exhale, dolphin pose.
Oh, it's dolphin pose. Okay. I was just thinking in the RCYT, our children's yoga, we talk about how yoga helps kids in following directions, but I guess yoga can help adults also practice
100%.
following directions.
Inhale, plank.
Okay.
Exhale, sphinx. Beautiful. Relax.
Go down
Breathe.
to
No. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. Now, from here, let's come into plank pose. And we're going to begin to walk our feet towards our hands slowly, and then bring our knees down to the earth, and then we're going to walk our knees forward. Beautiful. Now, we're going to stay right on our forearms. We're going to make an adjustment.
outfit correction.
Let's come forward a bit with the shoulders. Yes. Now, come up onto the tippy toes of your feet, and then place your right knee on top of your right elbow first. No. Stay down. Good. On the elbow, on top of the tricep, not the elbow. Right knee on the tricep. No. I am going to come over and help you. You did it earlier. Come down onto your forearms. Your hands a little wet. Come forward. So you're going to come forward. So make space here. Yeah, no, but lift the heart, lift the chest. But now bring this forward. So we're going to bring this forward just a bit. Yes, there you go. Now, this is going to, so you need space. So you need this to come, you need this to come forward first, and then this comes right there.
Okay.
Bring your hand forward. Good. Let's just do
Oh,
this.
wait, kind of like in the armpit.
Yes, in the armpit.
Okay, awesome. Oh, wait, cool.
Hands are wet. You know what? Let's do this. Hold on.
Oh, wait, I think it's fine.
No. We don't. You don't want to slip in these poses.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, awesome. Okay, cool. Oh, wait. So should I just, we talk about how yoga can be playful. Should I just kind of play around with Baby Crow? Oh wait, so Baby Crow is super fun. It's on the forearms, and this is an excellent way to decrease pressure on the wrist. Sometimes in yoga we're on our wrists so much, and this is also a way to build added strength.
Core strength, shoulder strength.
It's a great intro into into Crow, because you're a bit lower. And so it's easier to play around and find that balance. So on the forearms, you can come.
Knees on top of the triceps.
Knees on top of the triceps. And you can just kind of play with it just by rocking
back and forth
on your toes. Then when you feel ready, you can, do toe taps until you have it.
Until you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So let's just try to come into it, and we're going to hold it for 25 minutes. No. Just for like 2 seconds. Good job, Ashley.
So yeah, and it's fun.
Why
We
don't you
just
go
can
back a
walk.
little bit. Come back a little.
Yeah.
No, you come back. There you go. Now bring your hands onto the blanket, onto the towel first. No. Right there. There you go. And then we're going to.
So it's just fun. You can kind of rock into it.
Yep, perfect. There you go. You did it. 1, 2, and 3. Beautiful. Yay. I would come into child's pose afterwards. So baby crow, or crow pose, or modified crow, whichever way you want to couch it, say it, is very, very, very nourishing, very healing. Let's say you've done a lot of planks in a class, you might not want to. You might want to take this version of crow versus the other version of crow. Regular crow, or adult crow, whatever you want to call it, is a little bit more challenging, a little bit more unique. But you get the same benefits whether you're in baby crow or modified crow versus regular crow. And then from here, Ashley, I'm going to have you come onto your back, hug your knees in towards your chest. She's smiling because this is her favorite part of class.
The dessert, the relaxing
This
dessert.
is the dessert, exactly. Now, bring your arms out to shoulder height.
Oh yeah, you did say knees in the chest. I was like, wait, did I just come up with that on my own?
Bring your arms out to shoulder height, and then lower your knees over towards the right side. Look over your left shoulder.
Good night, guys.
What is it?
I said good night, guys.
Good night. Good night.
Let me know if I start snoring.
That's her, not me. And then from here, draw your knees up to center, into chest, and then over towards the left side. Look over your right shoulder. And because we did use our arms a lot, we're going to take a very unique Savasana today. Very unique Savasana. What does that mean? You'll see. And then from here, begin to draw the knees up to center, planting the feet onto the earth. And then draw your arms alongside you. Lift your hips up toward the sky. So we've used this pose as a strengthening pose. We're going to use this right now as a restorative pose. I'm going to ask Ashley to lift her chin so she can breathe. And then interlace her hands beneath her. Press your forearms down, pinkies down, bring your heels of your hands together. Yes, that stretches out the chest, triceps, biceps, and then shift your way forward into your big toes, ball the feet. Stretches out her thighs by shifting her weight forward, and then lifting her chest just a bit more. Good. And shifting her weight forward a bit more. Yes. 3 breaths here. So think of this as stretch for the whole entire front side of the body. Strengthening for the whole entire back side of the body. And then very slowly release the hold of your hands. And on an 8 count, bring the hips to earth. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees to chest. And then from here, let's plant the feet onto the earth and extend the legs. And then begin to make your way onto your belly. Like I said, a very unique Savasana. What does that mean? So we used our arms quite a bit today. So we're going to use our blocks to assist us in this Savasana. And I call this the money pose. Why? We bring the blocks beneath the shoulders. And it's different for all of us, so I ask Ashley to make it comfortable herself. Palms face up. So what happens here is you have your neck wide open here for length and relaxation. And then your forehead is onto the ground. And this opens up the chest passively, stretches out the front of the shoulders, biceps, upper back, neck. And it's very restorative, very relaxing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put all the lights out and we're going to say goodnight to Ashley. We're going to give her a little blanket and bottle, and she's going to go to sleep.
It is really relaxing, and I have to say, especially for women. When I was pregnant, I had the good fortune of having a massage table that had a cutout for this belly, so I was able to safely lay on my stomach without putting any pressure on my stomach. And I have to say, for busty ladies, this is actually really feels really good. It's like you can you actually feel like you can lay down with your back straight, because it kind of creates space for the girls.
Yes, and it's also great for posture. It's an excellent for posture. So from here, Ashley, slowly begin to draw your focus and attention inward as we begin to scan our bodies for any areas of tension. As we begin to turn our attention inward, begin to notice your breath. to notice the texture of your breath. Breathing into our back bodies. There's nowhere to go, no place to be but here and now. Noticing your breath. For the breath is the bridge between mind and body. Restoring every aspect of our being by simply inhaling and exhaling. And then very, very slowly begin to just bring awareness back to the body. You can wiggle your fingertips and then wiggle your toes. Gently, gently rotate the head from side to side. And then, when possible, make your way into child's pose. And very, very slowly begin to bring awareness back to the body. Begin to wiggle your fingertips and wiggle your toes. Gently, gently rotate the head from side to side. And then slowly begin to make our way up into a seated position. Sitting on a block, sitting on a cushion, or just sitting onto the earth, whatever. Look at her hips are even down further, her legs are even down further. And again, it's not about how long you practice, it's the depth of your practice that makes the practice. So this was a short yet sweet class. Thank you for allowing me to guide you, Ashley, and to guide you, everyone out there in YouTube land. It's been my pleasure and an honor to be here to just, again, this is not work, to share a passion for a cause. Just to share a passion for a cause. And let's draw the hands to heart center. Bow our chin to chest in honor of us taking the time to be here to nourish mind, body, and spirit, and to bring a community of like-mindedness, and to share, and to rejoice in the gifts of movement, of yoga, and mindfulness. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.
Namaste. Well said, Peter. I love that yoga is accessible to everyone. You don't need anything but yourself.
So,
And have a blessed day.
Yes.
Namaste.
Even if you just stayed in Sphinx pose the whole time.
Or Savasana.
Exactly. That's yoga.